Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel, Stay Forever True. So today we're going to be burning some eucalyptus from my garden. Today we're going to be talking about the act of self-love and things you can do to open up your heart chakra, yes, and to just take care of that part of us that is like almost the most important part of us. So when you're working with your heart chakra, your heart in general, just think about like your actual heart in your body. It's giving your body all the freaking nutrients that your body needs through blood. It's giving your body oxygen. It's giving your body everything that it needs. And it's constantly giving and receiving energy, if you will, throughout the body. And it's so complex to the point where you need your heart so bad that the heart will shunt off blood to certain parts of your body just to make sure that the heart can still pump blood to the brain, right? One of the most important organs. So your heart has a lot of discernment to it because it has to have an idea of, okay, do I need more blood to my feet, or do I need to kind of push some of this blood to my brain so we can still be, alive? So your heart does have discernment, but sometimes your heart can do the most because it's overreacting to certain things that's going on in your body. It will just do anything it can to keep you alive, even to the point of you losing a limb. It will stop blood from going to an arm or to a leg just to make sure that you can stay alive. So your heart can go to extremes for you. And that can also be the case with us just in general. We can go to extremes when it comes to love, whether we do things that prevent us from feeling love, from having feelings. It prevents us from moving on because we don't want to continue to have certain feelings. Or your heart can not really know whether or not something is love or not. It can kind of be mistaken. Things can be mistaken for love or for the truth, if you will, and it might not be the truth. So the heart is a very complicated organ in general, but also in an energetic way as well. So in this video, I wanted to talk about self-love and just some ways that we can work on our heart, because it's so important, and it's also linked to our ability to make money and to live abundantly and to live freely and to be ourselves, is to really listen to our heart and try to lead from our heart. That's all the stuff that you read about, lead from the heart space and lead with love and all this jazz. And it's something that I'm personally working on myself. I actually did a reading for myself last night, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what I need to do a video about. And sometimes it's neglected, and sometimes love and for yourself is misconstrued. It's seen as a material thing versus a spiritual thing, and sometimes it's seen as overly spiritual, but we're not giving to the physical body. So there's so many ways of looking at it. So I just want to go into the video. So the first group is going to be the Saint Laurent Black Opium, as well as this blue celesite shaped heart. And then the next group number 2, is going to be this Fenty Beauty setting powder in the scent lavender, of course, with this rose quartz little perfume bottle necklace. And then group number 3 is going to be Saint Laurent Libre perfume and this rhodonite slab. So let's get right into the video. Hey, group number 1. So you all chose the Saint Laurent, what is this, Black Opium, which is one of my favorite scents, okay? And the blue celestite heart-shaped crystals. So right off the bat, with you all, I'm just putting some lavender herb on my hands right now. Anyways, with you all picking the blue celestite, what I get from this is a crystal that I got for free. It just came up in one of my shipments from my crystal seller, and I sleep with it a lot. When I first got it, I was like, okay, this is cool, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. Then I started to sleep with it, and I was like, this crystal is freaking amazing. So one thing that I can definitely say for you all is that you might want to work on your sleep routine, your bedtime routine, work on making sure that you're getting enough rest and that you're honoring that part of your body. That's a huge part of self-care, is making sure you get enough rest so that you can do all the things that you need to do, and you can do it from a, you know, a full cup versus an empty cup. And also right now as I'm filming this, my throat has been super, hold on, my throat has been kind of itchy, and even right now I can't even talk through your video because his sirens is going off. So you might feel like your energy might be silenced right now, or you might feel like you need to be a little bit more silent. Close off that throat chakra and instead listen to your inner voice and use your inner discernment. And what I mean by that is sometimes we can kind of talk ourselves into something or out of something, or we can talk other people into something and out of something. You ever felt some way and you're ready like to buy something, then somebody said like that one thing, you're like, I'll wait. Or you were like, I'm not going to buy anything from this person. And then they said something and then you were like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. So sometimes we can talk ourselves or talk other people in and out of situations. And like with me having my throat being so itchy, and then this being a blue crystal, and this is the only crystal that I chose that does not correlate to the heart chakra, but it is heart shaped, right? But it does correlate to the throat chakra. With this being the only crystal that does that, I feel like you might want to also work on that throat chakra, as well as, like I said, getting some rest. Also, blue celesite does help us to connect to our angels, the angelic world, higher realms, higher frequencies. So that might be something that you want to look into. There's this book, I'm going to put a picture of it, called How to Connect with Spirit Guides. I have not completed the book. I will. Anyways, like, note to self, okay? But so far it's a really quick read. It's not that long of a book, and there's like instructions on how to connect with your spirit guide. So that might be something that you want to do. And then with Yves Saint Laurent, with this actual perfume, I just love it. It's my favorite perfume. So I don't know, you might want to try it out too. All right, let's pull some oracle cards for you all first. For group number 1. You have unexpected. The unexpected. And this young child is walking through like a muted kind of dark hallway, and she's turning the corner into like this paradise, this huge palace with colorful like rays around this palace, butterflies and angels. So maybe there's something out there that's unexpected for you, or you need to be open to the unexpected. Reduce some of that rigidity that you might have. Switch up your schedule, switch up your routine, go somewhere a little different, be around different people. Allow yourself to be in some new energy so that you can be open to some things that are unexpected. I like that. And then it's the number 48, so that might be significant to you all. You might be 48, or that reduces to the number 3. So 3 has to do with like communication, creativity. In astrology, the 3rd house is the house of Gemini, and that has to do with things around you, like short trips, vacations. So you might have an unexpected vacation or trip coming up, and it could just be something small, like something that might be like an hour and a half away from your house, or a different part of your area that you haven't been in before. So that might be coming around for you. And this person, they seem very delighted, you know, to cross this corner, and very excited about some things. So you might have some of that energy coming towards you. Let's see. Group number 1. stay connected. We are all connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. So this also takes me back to the blue celesite when I said that it can help you to connect to the angelic realms and to higher frequency energies, as well as sleep. You can do a lot of manifesting and a lot of work on yourself through your sleep because you're tapping into that subconscious mind. So what is something that you can do to help you feel more connected to source, to God, to higher power, whatever? Think about that. Ask yourself, what are some ways that you can be more connected to that higher source energy? As well as ask yourself, even do some journal prompting for yourself and say, what are some things that are pulling me away from source energy? What are some things that are pulling me away from God? Things that are distracting me from God? What are some habits that I have? People, thought forms, things like that that are pulling me away. And then once you can kind of see what that is, that might help you to get back in touch with yourself more, because when we get more in touch with source energy or God, it automatically helps us to get in touch with ourselves, because we are God. We are a fragment of God. We are a piece of God. So once we could connect to that source energy and then we can bring that back to ourselves, it's like a cycle. You know, you're constantly, it's like your heart constantly giving and receiving something. So maybe using that connection to source as a way to reconnect with yourself more, so that you can give to yourself more, and you can also give to yourself more, and also just see yourself outside of just the physical world, because it says that yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from this connection as we journey through life in this physical world. So you may need to reconnect with God more, reconnect with source more, so that you're not so in the physical material world, because it will always disappoint, you know, because this material world, it's fickle. It's not really here for us. Not to say that, you know, the world is just so evil, we gotta just disconnect from the world. But I mean, we're supposed to be spiritual beings, right? Just here experiencing this. And sometimes we can forget that we're from source and not from the earth. We didn't come from the earth. We came from source energy. All right, so let's see if there's anything else. Memories. Your memories are like diamonds in the treasure chest of your spirit. More and more memories are arising within you. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones who are here in the spirit world. For neither time nor distance can stop the energy of love that you have for one another. So maybe you might be mourning someone right now, or you need to tap into your ancestors, or maybe you need to think about somebody in a more positive light. And let me see if there's anything else I'm getting from this. And there's a candle in here too, so I always suggest a little candle work too, if that's what you're into. And let me see if there's anything else in here. Yeah, I would just say focus on the positive. Even if somebody from your past, or like someone who's not here anymore, you have negative emotions towards them, just focus on the positive. Because sometimes when you just dwell on those negative emotions, it's not helping you. It's not helping you to grow or ascend. It's just keeping you in that space. Especially if they're not here anymore, just focus on the positive. Focus on the things that you got from that person, the lessons that you learned, and even people in your life. Just try to focus on the positive things. So that and sometimes people don't want to do that. They want to keep the negative energy there so that they never have to revisit that again. It's like, I don't want to forget what this person did, or how they made me feel, because, you know, I don't want to have to go through that again. But sometimes when you dwell on that energy, all you do is bring it back to you. If there's nothing you can do about that, why not just focus on the positive and believe that whatever is for you and what you need, you're going to have it, and believe that you are protected enough to not have to go through those same things again. And why punish yourself by thinking about negative things, thinking about bad memories? Why punish yourself like that? You know, it's so much better to just move on and focus on the positive. It's so much easier to do that. It's sometimes it doesn't feel that way because some people are just so connected with their pain and their grief, and like I said, they don't want to let it go, because if I let this go, you know, they might run over me again, but all you're doing is keeping yourself imprisoned. Keep that in mind, child. Keep that in mind as note to self too. So I want to describe what your heart energy is. So what is group number 1's current heart energy? Oh, we have the 2 of Pentacles. So perhaps right now you want to build with someone. You want to give and receive. You want to have some equilibrium with the 2 of Pentacles. And maybe your energy is kind of going up and down, like you're going, like you having some extreme highs and some extreme lows, like your energy is kind of not super balanced, but you're trying to create a balance within yourself or within a situation or a partnership. How can group number 1 open their heart? I'm looking at my spread over here. So how can group number 1 open their heart? And in this particular 2 of Pentacles card, there's like these 2 kids on top of a walnut. Like they're on this seesaw on top of a walnut. And it's kind of like you're trying to crack something open. Like you're trying to get to the depths of something. But it's going to take you balancing your energy out and being okay with the highs and the lows and just kind of going with the flow of that. So let's see. How can they open their heart? You have the King of Wands. Action. You have to create some action around you. You have to be open to saying what you want, commanding what you want, and being okay with receiving what you want. And with that comes that clarity, which I think goes back to you being connected to spirit more, being connected with your own energy more. Is going to help you to be like, okay, this is not for me. This is for me. This person, I can X them out. This person, I can just slow my time down with them. This person, I can bring them a little bit closer. With the King of Wands, this king wants to create action. They want things to be creative. They want to see results. But it's kind of hard to command something into your life when you don't know what you want. And it's hard to know what you want when you're not connected with yourself. So definitely there is a need to connect with yourself more. So how can group number 1 expand their heart energy? How can they expand this energy? You all have the 4 of Cups. So with anything with 4, again, that's like some rigid energy. It could, in this particular card, she's inside of a house and it's raining outside. She has some cups outside and they're collecting the rainwater. And I think you might be in a period where you have to kind of wait a little bit. You got to kind of hold out for something. And I get it. It's not always the best thing. You don't want to hold out for something. You're kind of impatient, but perhaps you can be more patient with yourself and more patient with other people. And for some reason, just in my mind, like thinking about helping you to be more patient is to grow something. If you have, it's a good season right now if you're watching this in real time. We're in the spring season. Things are starting to grow, starting to pop off. Okay, so if you can maybe start growing something, growing some flowers, I don't know, get you a plant or something and really take care of it. Give it time to grow. And you might even want to do some plant, like a plant ritual. I have a video I just posted where you can set your intentions into an actual plant and watch it start to grow. Because I think that helps with patience, because you see the growth of something over time. And once you plant that seed, it's not going to grow right away. You have to keep nurturing that energy. So I would say find something that you can watch grow without being like super attached with the outcome of it growing. That's why I said like a plant, because it's like, okay, if this plant doesn't grow, like I'm not gonna just not have anything. Like, okay, it's cool. But to see it actually growing, it's like, oh my God, this is so cool, you know? So maybe something as simple as that. And also with the cups being outside, and cups having to do with your emotions, you might feel like you're kind of out in the cold right now. So I would say definitely work on things that have to do with your self-worth. Don't put your self-worth on just material things. Don't allow your self-worth to be out there for other people. Like your self-worth is determined by what someone else says it is. No, hey, it's raining outside. That's cool. Let it rain. I'm going to take my time, come inside and work on me and do for me and take care of me. It's okay. I don't have to keep looking out the door so sad that it's raining out there. Like, man, I can't go out there. There's plenty of things that you can do in the meantime. Maybe make a list. What can I do in the meantime? While you're waiting on something to happen, what can you do in the meantime? All right, I want to pull from a different deck real quick, just to switch it up. So this is for group number 1. Something that your heart needs that you ignore. What is something that group number 1's heart needs, but they ignore it? Ooh, you have the 5 of Pentacles. I think you're maybe ignoring like that you have so many blessings around you already. Like there's so much that you already have that's there that you're not really giving energy to, and instead you're focusing on the lack, right? And that can make anybody just be completely ungrateful and can cut you off. Something else I want to tell y'all, drink more tea. Again, that throat chakra, child, that throat chakra. But yeah, it could be that you are not giving your heart like enough, or giving yourself enough compassion to be like, we made it this far. I'm so grateful that I have been able to accomplish da 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 da. I'm so grateful that I've been able to work on da 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 da. I've been able to identify these things about myself. I've been able to create healthy relationships. I've been able to stick to a healthy physical routine. I've been able to identify certain things that I want to work on. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. And another reason why I feel like you might not be giving yourself that energy is because in a few of your cards, like there's this yellow bright like light that's there, like this aura that's there. Like there's something that's there. Even with this unexpected card, the little girl is coming out of like this dark space, but she has so much light shining behind her as she's leaving out. And yes, she's going from like a kind of dingy looking spot and going into a more like colorful space, but even in that dingy spot, like there was so much light coming through. There was so much that was being grown there. And even in the 5 of Pentacles, behind this woman and child, there's this bright light. Like if only she could just get up and turn around and walk towards the sun, she would feel the warmth. Like she would be in a lot more better situation. Like she would feel the abundance that's there. So, and it could be that you do need to kind of turn around and look at some things and do some reflection and take some time. And see, you know, what else is there for you. Or also turn around, take some time to just show gratitude. I think a gratitude journal is amazing. I've started to do it and I'm starting to feel like it. I just feel better when I do it. So start a gratitude journal. You can do it at the end of the day or the start of the day, or whenever you're in that negative mindset. Say, you know what? think of 3 things within that day that you're grateful for that happened like that day. You're going to find 3 things that you're grateful for, okay? Grateful I got to work on time. Grateful I was able to get a nice meal in before I started working. Super grateful that, I don't know, that my kids are healthy and they're in school. I don't have to worry about them right now. Something, right? Like, find something to be grateful for. Let's see. How to spend more time living from your heart. How can you spend your time living from your heart? What energy do you need to focus on? Group number 1. Ooh, you got the King of Pentacles. And you have quite a few pentacles, and you have 2 kings. So you really need to take command of your life. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel like you're hopeless and like there's nothing there and I don't know, woe is me. Take command. You have control. You have power. And you might also want to work on your masculine energy. You know, tap into that divine, you know, zaddy energy that we all have inside of us. Shoot, be your own male gaze. Like, be your own male gaze. Whatever that might mean for any of y'all, like, be your own male gaze. Also with the King of Pentacles, like, he takes command of what he needs and also what is needed in the material world. Like, he says, you know, I'm going to take control of the finances. I'm going to take control of my money situation. Whether it's good or it's bad, or you feel like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. No, deal with it. Deal with it. The time is now to deal with it, because if you don't, you can never get to the King of Pentacles energy. You can never get to, like, the pinnacle. You can't get to the top of something if you don't take control of it. Okay, take control right now. Tell yourself, like, I am in control of my finances. I am in control of my inner world. I am in control of my emotions. I am in control of, let me see what's something else you could say. I control the energy that I put out into the world. Because if we can focus on the energy that we put out into the world, that's the energy we're going to get back. And I know sometimes it's hard to do that when you don't feel like, if you don't know where you're coming from, if you don't feel like connected. That's why we have to keep getting back connected to ourselves, connected to source, taking some time to self-reflect, taking some time to focus on the things that if we didn't have them, what would life be like? Just think about that. If I didn't have X, Y, and Z, what type of life would I have? So you need to focus your energy more on X, Y, and Z. How can I build this even stronger? How can I use what I have to get what I want? Let me pull another, let me pull some healthy heart things that you can do for yourself. For some reason, I'm getting watch a really good movie. Because as soon as I saw Memories, I thought about that song where the song by Barbara Streisand, Child, where she's like, memories like the corner of my mind, misty watercolor memories of the way we were. Okay, I said it. Okay, so reduce or eliminate. Child. Okay, so I have reduce or eliminate a habit that sabotages your worth. So maybe you're doing something that it's actually taking away from your sense of worth, your self-love. So that could be something like over drinking or drinking in general. It could be smoking. It could be indulging in gossip. It could be certain things that you're telling yourself on a daily basis, like, or it could be that you're neglecting your sleep. It could be that you're not, it could be certain people that you're entertaining, right? Certain conversations you're entertaining, certain things that you're doing. Sometimes it's easier to work on the specific habit. Like, okay, I know that me not packing my lunch every day for school or for work is kind of like sabotaging me because it's taking away from my money and it's not really good for my health right now. So let me stop that, because it's devaluing my energy. So let me stop that. That sometimes that can be easier than doing things that we're so used to doing, like how we talk to people, right? Or some of the dialogue that we have with ourselves. But if we could start with something that you might see as superficial, as like, okay, I'm not going to eat fast food, or I'm not going to, I'm not going to do, I don't know, I'm not going to eat fast food. Something as simple as that, or superficial as that, that can then, once you start to get that out the way, then you can be like, okay, I stopped eating the fast food. It's helped me to do this. I feel more energetic. Now I'm like, every time I'm around somebody, they're making me feel drained. So maybe I need to reduce my time around them. Maybe I need to do that, because it's lowering my value. So that's definitely the advice that I have for you all. Let me just pull. Let me see if I can pull one more card for you all. You know what? I'm gonna pull from here. This is some Earth Medicine Oracle. Pull one more card, and then we're gonna be done. Is there any more energy? I definitely feel like y'all should shake up y'all routine. Shake up y'all routine. Stop dwelling in the mind and take more action. Connect with your ancestors more and your higher self, source, God. Focus on positive memories and positive thoughts. Know and understand that you are in command of your body. You are in command of your thoughts. You are in command of your reality. So act on it. Act like you are in charge, because you are in charge. Okay? Okay? You in charge. You know that, right? Okay, so you all have the eagle communion. Wow, I love this. Because this person is looking up at this eagle as if they're saying, like, hey, I need to connect with you. We about to have this connection, and you about to help me out. I know this is so random, but Game of Thrones, there was like these beings that could connect with eagles, and they could see what the eagle was seeing. And I'm feeling like maybe, and before I pulled this deck, I was going to pull the animal deck, and I was like, I don't know. So I went ahead and pulled this deck, and I got an animal still, the eagle. So maybe you need to allow yourself to see things from a higher perspective. Sometimes when we're dwelling, like I just said, allow yourself to not dwell as much in your mind or in your, in your feelings so much. Sometimes when we can detach ourselves from it, we can see it from a more logical point of view. And it's not necessarily just seeing it from the mind, but just seeing it outside of the, oh my God, I feel this way, or oh, why did this happen? You're not in that earth energy. You're kind of detaching yourself from it, connecting with spirit. Stay connected. You're attaching yourself to that, so that you're not seeing it as a human. You're seeing it as the being that you are, the spirit that you are. But sometimes, since we are in this human world and we are in this body, we have to connect with spirit in order to see it from that higher perspective. So of course, meditation is always a thing. Getting out in nature is always a thing. Having those rituals that help to bring you more self-worth, and instead of sabotaging your energy and taking away from your worth, focusing on that is going to help you. And drink water, y'all. Drink your fluids, because I'm like needing it right now. All right, you all. Thank you so much, group number 1. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more videos. Let me know in the comment section. I want you all to put a blue heart if you chose group number 1. And also, I do have a metaphysical shop. You can check it out. I'll leave it linked down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this helps you all to reconnect with your heart space. Reconnect with the ability to love yourself and to nurture yourself and to take care of yourself, because nobody else can love you like you can love you. Flat out. Bye. Oh, that felt good, y'all. They like connected with my throat. Anyways, hello group number 2. I just got a little lavender that I'm rubbing to help me get connected. Okay, so you all chose the Fenty Beauty powder in the scent lavender, as well as this rose quartz little medicine, not medicine, chat, why did I say medicine? Maybe y'all need some medicine, I don't know. This rose quartz perfume bottle. It's like a pendant you can wear. And I'm going to put this down. So with you all picking rose quartz, of course, rose quartz is the universal stone for love, self-acceptance, and compassion. It is definitely the heart chakra crystal, but it is a pendant. It does have perfume in it. And before this video, I had to refill my cup. Okay, I had to get some more hot water. And I just by default, I pressed the really big cup on, you know, the Keurig, and like it was completely, my cup runneth over. Like I had to like juggle it to try to get it to the sink and pour out some of the water. Anyhow, that could mean that you need to refill yourself, that you need to recharge your energy, and again, refill your energy. But sometimes in order to do that, you have to let go of some things. I know it's such this thing in the community that, you know, gotta let go, gotta detox, gotta move all these things in my life so I can bring in the new. And that just depends on whether or not you feel like you have to let go of some things, or you might feel like there's something that's draining you. So you have to kind of cut off connection to that thing, that person, that lifestyle, that habit, that thought form that might be draining you. Cut yourself off from it. And it could be something as simple like recently, and I kind of did it a little bit today, and I was like, why did I do this? It's shorts. I've had to stop watching YouTube shorts because I was just like, this stuff, it takes up like 30-45 minutes of my day. Like I just can get, they are so addictive. I don't say people do TikTok, because watching those short videos is so addictive. So I'm just like, you know what, I gotta cut myself off from that because it ain't serving you, girl. So it might be something simple as that, and then refilling yourself with something like, okay, instead of doing this, I'm going to give myself, you know, 10 minutes a day to just read a book. 10 minutes a day, sit down, focus on reading my book, and go from there. Just 10 minutes, or it could be just 10 pages, whatever. Give yourself that time to refill, recharge yourself on something that's going to add to you, add to your value, add to your mind, add to your heart, add to your knowledge, add to your database, versus something that's just going to take away. Now, of course, we can watch stuff on the internet and it might be beneficial to us, great, but just sometimes having that too much screen time in itself, and sometimes y'all, this algorithm be having you go on a total binge somewhere. But I don't know why weed just popped in my head. I guess as I'm looking at this money plant, I'm like, this kind of like weed. And maybe you need to recharge, you need to re-up. Let me stop. Let me drink some water. Anyways, also with this Fenty Beauty powder, it's kind of like, you know, you use it to cover up some things and also to keep some things in place, the setting powder. So maybe there's just that one little thing that you need to top off in your life. What's that one thing that if you just added it to your life, it'll give you like that, it'll just kind of complete the look, right? It completes the look to put on some setting powder and hold your foundation, your concealer in place. Like, what's something that you can add to your daily routine or add to your beauty regimen? It could be that, or just something you can add to your life that just will top off everything. Maybe there's something you feel like, man, I got this. If I could just have this thing, it could be good. Now, I would say instead of focusing on the lack of that thing, maybe focus on what can you do to support bringing that into your life. So say, for example, you're like, my career is good, my relationship is good, but man, if I could just have like more friends, like I could just have more people that I could connect with, you know, in a way that feels genuine and it feels freeing and open, and I'm just like so in tune with them. Some told me to stop and smell the roses, baby, but I'm stopping to smell the lavender. So maybe you're thinking like that. Okay, so instead of thinking like, okay, I don't have anybody to hang out with, or everybody's just a mess, like, ooh, nobody's on, you know, frequency with me, like nobody's on my level. Instead of thinking like that, maybe think, you know, okay, what can I do in my life to support friendships? Can I put myself out there more? Can I work on any type of feelings that I have about friendships? Can I work on some of those issues that I had about friendships in the past? Can I look back and take a minute? And, you know, like in my friendships, I often felt like I was always chasing my friends, and, you know, they never really wanted me around, or I was always the one initiating things. So what about me may have caused me to do that in the past? How did that make me feel? How can I go about my friendships going forward so that I cannot be in that position, or whatever? Or you can reflect on a friendship that you had that was really amazing. What did you like about that? You can write a list of things that you want in a friend, or you can get out the house. Y'all, I'm looking for friends too, and I have this thing I'm doing later this week that's going to hopefully help me to be around other people. And just that, even if I don't meet anybody I'm really cool with, just the act of putting myself out there and allowing myself to show up in a different way around people, I think it's going to be good for me. So maybe putting yourself out there more can help. But think about, what is the thing that you want, and what can you do to support that lifestyle, support that desire that you have. You have a desire for more money. What can you do to support that? Are you handling the money that you have right now well? Do you know where your money is going? Do you know where your money is coming from? Or do you have a budget? Do you have anything automated? What are you doing so that when this money comes into your life, you know where to put it, you know how to use it, you know how to control it? Are you learning more about money? What are you doing to support what you want that's going to help to just be that like little finishing touch on your life? And the fact that it's lavender scented, and I've been like wanting to smell this lavender, it could also be that working with that third eye or those higher chakras can definitely help you feel more connected to God, more connected to your higher self. And then that will help you also to have more discernment and clarity about what you need to bring into your life, and what, you know, what you can work with. Okay, that was, y'all had a little long little intro. Okay, let's get into group number 2. I'm going to start with some oracle cards. This is from, I think it's called Whispering Oracle deck, something like that. It's a really pretty deck. Let's see for group number 2. Oh, you all actually have the, which is interesting, you have the card on the deck, on the actual booklet of the deck. This is number 47, and this is grateful, gratitude. It's like she, for one, looks amazing, and she's like just basking in everything that's around her, and she kind of is, her body is even melting in with her surroundings. So to me, this is kind of like, surround yourself with things that you love, things that make you feel like every time you see, you're like, I'm so happy that I have this. I am so grateful that I have this. If there's things that you have around that every time you see it, you're like, oh, this is getting on my nerves. Like, why is this here? It's so this, it's so ugly. Like, I just don't want this around. Get rid of it. Put it up. Put it somewhere. Do something with it. Like, try to surround yourself, like Marie Kondo said, surround yourself with the things that make you happy. I don't know if she said that, child, but surround yourself with things that actually bring you joy, right? Spark joy. Well, you might want to watch it on Netflix or read her book. It's called like The Art of Tidying Up or something like that. Hold on, y'all. You might want to do that. Just surround yourself with something with things that bring you joy, honestly. So that everything you see around you is just a reflection of what you want and what you enjoy and what makes you happy. Constantly, you might be irritated too. If there's something, because like sometimes powder can irritate you, and I was just sneezing too, and I've been sniffing this dang on lavender. So something might be kind of icking at you, irritating you, like just nagging at you, that's in your surroundings. And it might cause you to get away from your gratitude, because when we're irritated, we're frustrated, we just don't want to be bothered. We tend to focus on the things that's making us bothered, even though we don't want to be bothered with those things. Somehow it just takes over our energy. So if you can instead focus on beautiful things around you. Even if you have to do a vision board, a physical vision board, or a vision board on your phone, or a gratitude board. I freaking love the idea of that. Oh my gosh, I love the idea of that. Just a gratitude board with images of things that you're so grateful that you have in your life right now, and that you're grateful that you experienced, things you're grateful you overcame. You can write it down. You could have it just, like I said, like a little board that you keep on your desk or keep around you on your phone as your screen, as your wallpaper, whatever, on your laptop. Just have that gratitude there. And also with this card, she has these monarch butterflies all over her, and then she's also looking at this monarch butterfly in front of her, like in awe. And it's like as if she is looking at herself in awe. You get what I'm saying? Like she's just amazed at who she is, and she's amazed at what, how can I make that connection? It's like she is what she wants. She's seeking herself. She's seeking what she wants because it's already within her, and she's honoring herself by honoring this thing that's outside of her, but it's really her. And that's kind of how it is. Like, I feel like sometimes we dishonor ourselves by having things around us that are not honoring us. So we can be in a better position to honor ourselves if we position ourselves to be around things, around people that constantly feed into who we really are. Sometimes we have things and people around us that constantly feed into who we think we are, or who constantly feed into our ego. But if we can have things and people and thoughts and energy around us that feed into our soul, into our spirit, baby, that is love. That is love. You love yourself enough to surround yourself, to protect your energy, and to attract everything that is here for you. And it's not a selfish thing, because the more that you are able to have those things around you that feed into you, you can then put that out there, right? You can then put that energy out there and produce that energy for more people to be like, because I'm sure she's not just the only one that's in love with this butterfly that's really her. There's other people that can see this butterfly and be like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's like creating art. We don't just create art for ourselves, but some people want to share it with others. So it's like you have to feed the artist within in order to create art and then help other people. Then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to create that energy. And that's kind of what the heart, when I was saying in the intro, is that the heart gives and receives, right? It's giving and receiving. The heart is giving the body what it needs, so the body can then give to the heart and back and forth and all of that. And the whole system can be healthy. The entire system can run effectively. Get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying, child? Okay. That was good. That was a word. We ain't even put a cards yet. What do you say? We ain't even had breakfast yet. We ain't even put a cards yet. Group number 2, I feel like y'all are a little humorous. Okay, I'm feeling like y'all a little fun, a little razzle dazzle. Y'all are a little, because like my throat even feels a little bit more relaxed talking to y'all. Let me drink some tea, child, while I'm saying it. But just know, if you are feeling that irritation, check in with yourself, because it might be something that is going on within you that you're pushing out there. All right, let's see. Describe group number 2's heart energy. Oh, you have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this card. With this energy, I'm feeling like you all are, your heart is very discerning. Like, it's kind of wanting to cut some things off real fast and in a hurry. And it might be kind of going through some dark energy. It might be having to embrace some dark energy, some dark thoughts. You might have to go a little deeper within yourself to find answers. But you definitely, with it being the swords, you definitely want to work on that the mental health, the mind. So how can they have a more open heart, group number 2? How can group number 2 have a more open, I want to pull from this deck.
You guys are over. You guys are broken up in my heart. You guys are going. You guys are not a.
Did y'all just like you guys are over. You all are broken up in my heart. That's so random that just happened. That is so random. I kind of feel like, okay, let me keep pulling some cards. And then I had to switch decks too, because I was like, let me pull it from a different deck. Because this deck that I'm pulling from anyways is kind of like a little sappy deck. It's a little dark energy. So I was like, let me get a little lighter energy for them. So yeah, maybe y'all listening to too many people. Maybe your heart is kind of being torn or being like, feeling like it's got to just be super like cutthroat with decision making. I don't know. Let's see. What can they do to open their heart? Oh, I love this. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Okay. You all have the Queen of Wands, and group number 1 had the King of Wands. So this is tapping in some more feminine energy. So like for your heart to already be in the Knight of Swords, masculine energy. Swords has to do with air signs. And you all, I'm using Vedic astrology now. It's a whole other video. I got to do it later. But anyway, dealing with the air signs. So Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. So, and also the Knight is coming in with the message. The Knight wants to bring something through. The Knight is coming in on a horse, and just somebody walking by and talking to people, telling them, you all are broken up in my heart. Like in my heart, you all are broken up. Y'all are not together anymore. I was just like, I don't know. And then for what you need right now is the Queen of Wands. So what you need is to bring more feminine energy into the way that you carry out your masculine energy, in my opinion. So, because the wands are like action, creativity, but you need to put a little feminine touch onto it. Put a little like, zhuzh, okay? Put a little like, mwah, okay, on it. So maybe like finding ways to balance that energy, but it's still you taking action. And she's standing up too. She's like standing up outside her palace, even in the sense of like welcoming people in, like, come on in. Like maybe you need to also just be open to welcoming people into your space, and maybe creating a space for people to come. I don't know. Let's see. Let me bring this card back over here. That might help me too. Let's see. How can they expand their heart energy? So you can open your heart by being more in your feminine energy, but carrying out masculine things in feminine ways. So like masculine energy, they say, is like the acting. Anytime you act on something, anytime you take charge, anytime that you take a risk, anytime you put yourself out there, that's masculine energy. Whereas feminine energy is sitting back, being receptive, allowing things to come to you. So maybe you could take the time to allow your mental self to be where it needs to be. Take time to work on your mental health, and then allow the instructions to come to you, and then still carry it out. Don't just hold that in you like, I'm not gonna do nothing, I'm just gonna hold on to it. No, take your time to carry it out, because she's standing up, the dang old Knight is running, shoot, and then the first card has got the butterflies taking flight. Like there's definitely movement in your cards, I feel like. So how can they expand their heart energy? You all have the Hanged Man. Take your time. Okay, so I saw movement, but y'all can expand it by taking y'all time. It's like kind of like knowing that right now, if there isn't enough movement, if there isn't enough like rah energy, that's okay. I'm gonna take some time to sit here, suspend in this energy, and just allow what needs to come to me. I'm not gonna rush it. I know when it's time to take action, of course I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna move forward. But right now I can sit and just be cool. Like I'm good. I am good. Especially, I love this hangman because there's snow all around this hangman. And there's ice. Like his actual legs are frozen. And there's this patch of dirt with rays of sunshine coming in. There's this little yellow flower growing. So it's just like understanding that there's potential there. There's growth there. That it's all there. But we all have to take a time to sit back and smell the roses. Oh my God, you all got the rose color, and I've been smelling the daggone lavender. And you all have the grateful card. So take a minute to step back. And you have to decide what that looks like. Maybe there's something you're irritated about that you want to do. Because you all have that Knight of Swords. You want something to pop off. But, you know, maybe there's just a waiting period right now. Maybe, like I said, what in the beginning, what can you do to support what it is that you want to bring into your life? Focus on that. How can I support bringing this into here? Just the same with when people get pregnant, right? And they go into their nesting phase. They're trying to get everything around their house ready for the baby. They're trying to make sure that they have the space and the energy for the baby to come through before the baby comes. Even though the baby ain't here yet, but they're getting everything prepared. They prepared the table before me. Oh no, what's the daggone scripture? That I prepared the table before me, okay? And yeah, maybe you gotta just take some time to prep. And that's okay. That is okay, y'all. It's okay to take that time to see, because you don't want to just pop off and take action and then have to come back and retrace your that's gonna make you even more irritated. So instead of focus on the things that are irritating you, focus on what you have right now. Focus on how far you've came, and make that gratitude vision board or whatever you got to do, and just be okay with being in your hangman energy. All right, let's go back to the other deck for a second. So what's something that group number 2's heart needs that they are ignoring? Right now I'm getting time. You need a little bit more time. Nobody wants to hear that. But it's like, what can you do? Ooh, the Magician. Ooh, I love that. I love it. Alchemy. Your heart needs to understand and to know that it has all the tools in place. Look at this Magician. You think he worried? You think this Magician worried, y'all? Like, for real. Quiet as it's kept. You think he worried? He got the dang on eagles above him. That's signifying source energy. So you got God on your side. And he got the dove at his feet. Okay? Got the dove at your feet. It's like a little moon at his feet. He's got the pentacles, the cups, the rods. And he has the sword. So he has everything. I think your heart needs to understand that, or your heart is telling you, like, we are good. We are good. There's nothing else that I need to add to this. I'm okay where I'm at. I just need to take a little break with this hangman. Need to take a little break and, you know, like, didn't I say refill? Take a minute and refill my energy. You know, refill my cup with all the things that I want, all the things that I desire, all the things that I feel the most connected to. Allow myself to lean into that energy. And you also have to realize that you have everything you need right now. I know it's like, but I want da-da-da-da-da-da. Child, what's the rush? What are you rushing for? Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, like, sometimes in this world we keep wanting to have all these things and do it like this, and we comparing ourselves to everybody, and we're putting ourselves out there to kind of be heartbroken, because there's always going to be somebody who appears to have more, appears to have it all, appears to be on point, but they are just another person on the other side of the screen trying to show you something, trying to sell you something, trying to put themselves out there. They're just another person behind the screen doing it. They had to probably make themselves get in front of that camera, make themselves edit that video, make themselves talk in front of people, make themselves learn these tools to be able to come on the internet. Or people at work, whatever. You know, I say social media because, I mean, it's like social media is the world, right? So everybody is just trying to do it. So what's the rush? Why don't rush yourself. Have gratitude. Have the attitude of gratitude. Because you have the tools, you're gonna get there. It's going to happen. And sometimes I get it. You get tired along the way. It becomes kind of depressing and, like I said, irritating, especially when you like, oh my gosh, like this is all I gotta do to get there. Like, I know I'm right there. Like, But give yourself, you know, a pat on the back and know that you did a lot. You've done a lot already. It's time to rest into that energy. Now, my camera might die on me. And lastly, for group number 2, how can you spend more time living from your heart? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You all have the Lovers. Oh my goodness. Okay, like dang, if you get that in a reading, y'all okay, child. Y'all are okay. You can spend more time living from your heart by connecting with either yourself, if you're in, you know, if you're single, connect with yourself, connect with your heart chakra, which is what this whole video is pretty much about. Connect with your self-love journey, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe write that down. What does self-love look like for me? What does self-love feel like for me? And even if you're in a relationship, you need to work on that. What is, you know, what does a healthy relationship look like for me? Whether it be friends, co-workers, intimate relationships, relationships with your family members. What does that look like for me? What does the relationship with myself look like for me? And also, you all have 3 major arcana. You all have the Hangman, the Magician, and the Lovers. So this is telling me that there's a lot of intense energy here. There's a lot of strong energy here. It's like wait, know, and be. That's kind of what I'm getting. Hangman is telling you to wait. The Magician is telling you to know. And then the Lovers is like, just be in love, just be in tune, just be connected, just be, romanticize your life. Ain't that what they say? Just do it. Just freaking do it. Don't dwell on the stuff that you don't want to dwell on, that you don't want. Dwell on the things that's amazing. Like as if your life was being recorded. Because some of our lives is being recorded. As if your life was being recorded. What are the highlights? You know, what are the things that you want to highlight in your life? Okay. Let me also pull another card from you all. That was loud. I'm going to pull from the angels, spirit messages. Ooh. Okay, I got 2. No, that's not going to be it. Wait, is that it? Wait, no. Okay, let me. I thought it was the same card that drew number 1, guys. So I didn't want to take it. I was second guessing myself. Yeah. Got some major themes. And you got a knight and a queen. So you got. Hey, you all. We had to take a pause for the cause. And I'm back now. Okay. Alright, let's get into group number 2's energy. Okay, so I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards for you for group number 2. And what I like about this Lovers card is that although they're all entranced in one another and they're wrapped in each other's love, there's still roses, and you know the roses have thorns, honey. So of course it's beautiful, it's lovely, but it can all, just because things are not perfect doesn't mean it's still not perfect for you. Like it still doesn't fit what you need and what you want. It's still gonna have certain things, obstacles, things like that involved, but as long as you can commit to something and create that tie, especially because there's like so many strings and stuff tied around them, like just make that commitment, create that bond. And whatever that may be, maybe just even committing to making sure that you're on a path of healing, making sure that you're on a path that's befitting of you. Okay, group number 2. You all have let go. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. You also have, you are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. I love that. Especially with the magician. It's like the magician is connected to source energy. It understands like source energy, God, as well as the material world, and it knows how to manifest what it wants by being tapped into God, by having that clarity that the magician can get from God to know what it wants. I took this like little tarot class, and they said that the magician is like whenever you want to manifest something, the magician energy is showing that you have to have very clear intentions on what you want. I think that's why you need this time of rest, this time of suspension here with the hangman, and also this sense of gratitude. You might want to completely charge forward, but just take that time to let go and make sure that you are connecting yourself, you know, with your guides, with your, like I said, we're your family, friends, and guides. So connect yourself to your angels. I know that seems pretty vague, but just ask for help, man. Just put it out there. Like, I ask for help for my greater and higher good, you know, from entities that are here to help me. Or whatever, however you pray or ask for what you need, do it. Write it down, whatever. But actually ask for the help that you need. And it could be that you really do want a loving relationship, a loving partnership, especially with the lovers here, or you want to work on a relationship. You want to see it, you know, be rekindled, especially with the butterfly on here. You know, butterflies is rebirth. And I love that it's only one butterfly. You also have the lake, stillness, y'all. Child. Stillness, yes. Be still. Be still. Especially with the Knight of Swords energy. Like, y'all might be feeling like you need to just make things happen super fast. But there's a sense of just like pause for the cause with your energy. Especially this lake. This looks gorgeous. This looks gorgeous. And I know that we got to get things done. We want things to happen and to manifest and all that in the third. And you might feel like you want a sense of change, but it's okay to be still. It's okay to be still. Even if you just carve out some time throughout the day to be still. Like right before this video, me and my kids, I picked them up from school. I made them something to eat. And my daughter was like, you gonna watch a movie with us, Mommy? Can we eat in front of the TV? Because they usually eat in the kitchen. I was like, sure. And I still had this video to do, but I was just like, I'm not going to be able to do this video. And they down there and they've been at school all day. Let me just spend some time with them. So, and I wasn't even like making myself do it. I was like, sure. And I just went ahead and did it. We finished watching a movie that we watched yesterday, and we started to watch another movie today, like a new one, and finished it. And now they down there chilling. They good. They're like, okay, Mama, do what you got to do. We chilling before we go to bed. So just having that time, like being with them, we just laying on the couch, chilling, like, I feel like sometimes you just need moments like that where you just say, forget the phone. I put my phone down. I only looked at it a few times just in case somebody called or texted me. But I just put it down, put it on the charger, and let my camera charge up, and just was still. Literally just stayed down there with my kids and was chilling. And I felt so relaxed. And I even feel so much relaxed right now. So allow yourself to be still. And for some reason, I'm seeing all these strings, like so much being tied up here with you all. Like in the hangman, he's tied to this tree. His legs are tied to the tree. With the Queen of Wands, her hair, she has this ribbon all in her hair and on her dress. With the lovers, they have this string tied around him. He has it tied around his arm and around his wrist. So there's a tie that you have that may be good or bad. Perhaps you need to create some type of tie between you and someone else, or between you and God, or between you and yourself. Like you need to recommit yourself to some energy, or you need to let go of that tie because you have to let go. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit. as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. Be still for a minute so you have true clarity of what you want moving forward. In that time, show gratitude. Perhaps make a plan. But yeah, I feel like y'all good. Y'all got the Magician and the Lovers, man. Like, y'all doing it. Y'all winning. So that's the energy for group number 2. I hope you all found this reading helpful, and hope you got something from it. Definitely go check out my metaphysical shop. I'll leave a link down below. And yeah, I hope that you all are connecting with your heart and your true self, and just, man, just making those connections, man. Like, allow yourself to be there. Oh, hold on. I gotta pull some habits for you all. So I put down like some little habits or things that we can think about or do that are practical, right? Not just a reading, but something practical that you can actually bring into your life. So you have loving affirmations daily for 44 days. Ooh, so y'all have an assignment. See, I think that's the stillness. Like, you need to just take, and this has time attached to it too. And you all have the stillness, you have the Hangman, like this is, and then with the Magician. So this is like actually manifesting something. So loving affirmations daily for 44 days. So you can definitely look on Pinterest, look on YouTube, just look up affirmations that resonate with the heart chakra or resonate with love or self-worth, things like that. And say them every day or write them every day. Listen to them every day. Find whatever works for you, or you can do a mixture of a few things, or you can make your own affirmations, like write down limiting beliefs that you have around love, around relationships, around commitment, around just whatever, around those things. And then write things that are like opposing or debunking those things. So if you say to yourself, like, I'm not ready for a relationship, the affirmation that you can say is that I am open to bringing in new love and relationships into my life. Instead of saying I'm not ready for a relationship, you could say something like, I am creating space for new people in my life. I'm creating space for new connections within my life. Things like that. So you take, you take something that's limiting or what could be considered negative, you take it and you spin it on its head, and you basically debunk it with those more positive, loving affirmations. Do it daily for 44 days. Commit yourself to that. And what's very interesting is before this video, I was like, what can I do for myself that would be like radical self-love? What can I do for a set amount of time that would be radical self-love? And especially with the 44, y'all, I'm going to be personal real quick. I woke up I told myself, girl, you got to get up and go to the gym, because I hadn't been going to the gym for a minute. And like my schedule of waking up on time has been off. So I was like, we're going to wake up before this alarm goes off and we're going to go to the gym. I woke up at 4:13. 4 and then 13 reduces down to 4. So that's 44. And then I laid in the bed for a minute. I was like, we're not going to do this again, girl. I didn't even tell myself that. I knew I was going to get back up. But what I usually do is I'll wake up early and then I'll go right back to sleep. But I laid down, laid on my back, took a little minute, got up, got dressed. And then as I was downstairs putting on my shoes, I just looked up. And then on the cable box, it was 4:44. I was like, okay, spirit. So that's why I wrote this affirmation. I was thinking about 44. I was going to put 21 days, 30 days. I was like, you know what? 44 days. Like, just focus on that 4 energy. So it might be significant to you. I don't know. But I would say do it. And I'm thinking before this video, I was like, man, what can I do that's radical for myself for 44 days? Because after I wrote this, I kind of felt like I should do it too. Because I'm telling y'all to do it, child. So wish me luck. Okay, I'm wishing y'all luck too. Thank you so much, group number 2. Bye. Hello, group number 3. So you all chose the Yves Saint Laurent perfume in the scent Libre, or I think Libre means freedom, right? Like liberty. And then the Rhodocrosite slab. Now, I think I said in the beginning rhodonite, but my friend told me this was rhodocrosite, and that's where I got it from. And I'm looking at this picture in this crystal book, because I was like, I need to clarify some things. So I looked in here, and I was looking for rhodonite, and then I came onto rhodocrosite. So it was just like, right off the bat for you all, you need to make sure you're like double checking energy. Like you're kind of going back and retracing your steps, or there might be misunderstandings when it comes to your heart, or the way that you love yourself, or the way you see yourself. There might be some misunderstandings there. But let's go a little deeper in talking about what rhodocrosite can help with. I've actually never worked with rhodocrosite. I might work with this tonight, okay, when I go to sleep. But it's saying that rhodocrosite is a crystal that first works towards healing the self when it comes to love and dealing with emotional healing. Rhodocrosite assists in doing the necessary work of recovering, reliving, and releasing the memories of one's emotional woundings. So you heard all the re's, and I was like, I had to look at this again, because I was like, I don't think that this, like, once I looked at the picture, I was like, this is rhodocrosite, because I was like, the black in here, I don't know, it might be rhodonite. And that's only because I listened to another crystal seller who was like, rhodocrosite is not supposed to have black in it. And then I'm looking at this, and I'm like, no, it does have it in it. And I'm looking at this picture, and do it have it in it? So I'm going to go with this picture. So maybe like there might be some misunderstandings there, or you may have leaned in on other people, trying to, like, you gave your self-worth to other people, or you allowed your ability to love yourself to lie in other people's opinion of you, or the way they see you, or how other people love. You may have felt like that's how you need to love yourself. And maybe you need to seek more freedom from that, because you all got this is the Libre, like I said, which means freedom. So maybe you need to break free from that. Let's see what else you all have. If there were moments in infancy, childhood, or even past lives in which one experienced physical or emotional violence, severe shaming, or otherwise thrown into a traumatizing emotional situation, the result can be a fixation of a portion of one's life force energies at that point. Inner gifts and talents may be abandoned, repressed, and forgotten in an attempt to comply with the immediate demands of the outer situation. Dang. So there might have been a lot of sacrifice. In addition to these direct losses, the energy it takes to keep the memories repressed can cause a serious drain in one's vitality. Wow. And that's so crazy. As soon as I said this, I looked at this, and it says, way down in the whole other paragraph, it says, wearing rhodocrosite or placing it over the heart, doing a body layout, meditation, or sleep. Didn't I just say I'm going to sleep with this crystal tonight? Can cleanse, soothe, and heal the energy field around the heart, and can repair holes or areas of disharmony in the auric field, especially the emotional body. It can deepen meditations and past life regressions. It is a stone of joy. Taking rhodocrosite outside on a beautiful day and allowing the beauty of nature to enter one's senses, one can re-enter all the re's, right? The sense of grace and magical happiness that are natural in the child who feels safe and loved. Oh, I like this. Okay, so this, I'm going to have to look back at this. So this is definitely, that was a word all in itself. I'm just leaving it there. I told y'all what I told y'all. We're going to get into this reading. Hold on. It was definitely meant for me to look at that and to use this crystal. And actually, I got this crystal from a friend of mine. She had a larger piece, and it broke off. And she was like, she gave this to me. And I'm grateful for it, because I don't have any of this in my collection. So I'm definitely going to use it. I have not used it yet, but I'm going to use it. Alright, so let's clear the energy for group number 3, my final group. For some reason, I want to shuffle you all's cards a little differently than I shuffled everybody else's. I just really want to make sure y'all got a good, clean plate moving forward, okay? So let's get in group number. If for some reason I'm fixating on the left side, so I always forget. And there's a number 5 on here, and then the okay. I'm gonna stop with the numerology for a second, because the page number that this Rhodocrosite was on was 401, and I started to say something about it, but I didn't, and then I saw the 5 at the bottom of the deck. So I don't know, yeah. Sometimes with numbers, it could just be like a number, but then you're like, well, okay, numbers are still angels communicating with you. And then I think about my mom, and she was like, how do you know if you're just not obsessed with the numbers? How do you know you're just relying too much on numbers? And then my smart mouth stuff, I was like, well, what about words? How do we know we're not relying too much on words? How do we know we're not da-da-da-da-da? How do we know we're not? Oh my gosh. Anyways, and then also the number 5 is connects to the 5th house, which is the Leo house, and they say that Leo rules the heart. So that's another thing. And with Leo is a fixed sign, and Leo can it can be hard for Leo energy to change because it's a fixed sign. Now definitely I suggest you all look at Vedic astrology. So that's what I've been resonating with, Vedic astrology. So definitely just do some research. You'll see there's a difference between Vedic and Western, and I'll do a separate video. But off the bat, yeah, I kind of got like a little extra chatter, and it was darker it's like later at night, and I'm just like, we just gonna have a slow burn type of reading for group number 3. Like, I don't want to rush this reading. I want to enjoy doing this. I got my candle going. I turned my fan on because I was hot. It's later at night. Yeah, I am not the best shuffler, but I'm better than I have been before, so I'm gonna focus on that. Oh gosh, okay. Oh yes. And you know, sometimes we do have to focus on that. Like, we might not be like, I'm not the best at this, but are you better than you were before? Have you improved? Even if it's your mindset that improved, which is like the most important thing, right? Like, have you improved your mindset? If so, you winning, babe, you winning. Okay, group number 3 in the place to be. Let's see what we got for group number 3. All right. So I want to describe the heart energy for group number 3. Final group. Group number 3's heart energy. 9 of Swords. It's like down and out energy. You know, anything to do with the swords, child. Everybody in a sword suit just be gone. It's just like heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. So maybe in your mind, you've been allowing your mind to play a big part in your heart's expression of itself. Is being channeled more so through the mental than through the emotional. And the mental is causing you to have the emotional heartbreak or to have the emotional lack that's there. But it's like, this is a little fairy that's been wounded, and she's just laying on this rock trying to rest, and it's just like she got these crows at the top of her. Woo! Yeah, there's some anguish there. So group number 3, I'm gonna say number 2. Group number 3, how can you open your heart space more? Oh, wow. Wow, you have the 10 of Cups. Wow, that's beautiful. So the way you can open it is focusing on the things that you need to rejoice in, the things that bring you joy, like emotional peace, emotional joy, and like feeling like this completion of energy. Especially you go from 9 to 10. I love that. And you're going from your head, the swords has to do with your mind, and going into your heart, the cups. And the 10 of Cups, that's the end of the soup, right? So it's like that's the culmination of everything, and it's kind of like starting back off with one energy, but it's also completion. So it's like the start and and it's the end and the beginning at the same time. So especially in this picture, like behind this couple and this baby, behind this family, there's like light, as if there's the sun coming up, and then at the top of them there's the moon, as if, you know, it's like a new day. The moon is, you know, it's a new day, it's a new dawn. There's something for you to celebrate. There's some peace that's there. But that mind where you're at right now, you're going to have to take a nice leap to get here. But it's the next number, 9 to 10. You're going to have to really get out of your head and get into your heart. So how can you do that? How can group number 3 do that? We'll see. Okay. How can I expand my heart energy? Group number 3. How can I expand my heart energy? 3 of Cups. Okay, there's a celebration to be had. Communion. I love this card, especially with this deck, because to me it's like the power of 3 shall set us free. Maybe there's some rituals that you need to do, especially like some moon rituals, scripting, things like that, creating that bond between you and another person or a few other people that you can really trust. 3 is the Holy Trinity. You need to use the energy of body, of spirit. What is it? Spirit? I don't freaking know. But use your mind, use your body, your physical body, and use your spirit moving forward. Like, and even making decisions like, okay, is this decision good for my body? Is it good for my emotional health? And is it good for my spiritual health? And if you can, if it checks all those boxes, that Trinity, if it's checking all of that, it's a go. But if it's not, it's a no. And that's okay. That's okay. Because you got to get out this head. There might be the energy needs to be balanced. And I love the idea that it asks yourself, is this good for my spirit? Is this good for my physical body? And is this good for my mental health? It could be something as simple as you deciding, okay, I want to, even if it's something that seems amazing, you're like, oh, this is a great opportunity, this good, a new job, right? So it might be, the job might be good for your heart, maybe, because you've had this inner desire to always, I don't know, like even for me, I don't even want to keep talking about myself, but you might have this inner desire to be like, oh my gosh, I always wanted to have this type of job. But if it's not fitting your emotional health, like, okay, that's your emotionals, right? Your emotions wants it. But if you know that it's going to cause you to have mental anguish, you're going to be stressed every day, you're going to be tired, it's not going to fit with your schedule well, like, and then on top of that, like, it's not going to sit well with your spirit because you're going to have that conflict between your heart and your head. So instead, just pause for the cause and take a step back and really ask yourself, do I want this? Is there a way that I could do this and I can serve all 3 parts of myself, all 3 of these energies that need me right now? Is there a way I can do it? Maybe I could do it, but instead of doing it full time, I do it part time. That way my mental health is just a little bit more relaxed because I'm only going to this job, you know, half the time than I would usually do. Something like that. Like, find a way to create that balance into that check and balance energy. Always checking in with those 3 parts of yourself. So group number 3, what do you have? Something my heart needs that you ignore. Ooh. I'm all excited. Ooh. So something that your heart needs that you always ignore. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which could be anything. It could be anything. Sudden change, newness, getting off the beaten path, taking a risk. Like, it could be the will. Like, and also when I was talking about with the 10 of Cups, remember I said like the 10 of Cups is like the ending, because at the end there's always a new beginning. There's this cycle. So maybe your heart is yearning for the cycle to to go back in. So for it to start all over again, maybe you're stuck somewhere, your energy is stuck, especially with you having this 9 of Swords. Remember I said you need to go from 9 to 10. You need to take a leap. You got to go out of your head and get into your heart. So you need to take that leap. So maybe your heart just needs for you to move on, to go forward, to allow change to happen, especially what I told you all, the number 5. Number 5 is an unstable number. And didn't I say that the Leo energy, that 5th house energy, does not like to change? This is a stubborn energy. And then I said that Leo rules the heart. That's what a lot of people say. So your heart is looking for a change. It's looking for something to come in and shake up the energy. It's looking for like just some, I don't want to just say newness, because it's like, okay, great. But it's not just newness. It's more so like a revamp. It could be because remember we were talking about the it could be a revamp, or it just could be just rejuvenation. I'm not really sure. Y'all gonna have to think about what that might look like for you. But the Wheel of Fortune, like, spin the wheel, man. Just spin the wheel and see where it leads you. Sometimes you gotta take that risk, for real. And how to spend more time living from your heart. Ooh. Child about to say, oh, bitch. No. That's what I'm talking about, group number 3. You all have the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. The way that you can spend more time living from your heart is, baby, rejoicing in whatever you have accomplished. Rejoicing in the fruits of your labor. 10 of Pentacles, like, that's the end. Y'all got the 10 of Cups, which is like this happy, joyous, beautiful energy. And you got the 10 of Pentacles. Like, you have made it to the end of the Pentacles. And the Pentacles are ruling like earthly things, material things, money, provisions, resources. So the ways that you can, I'm trying to look at this spread. The way, okay, how can you spend more time living from your heart space is you gotta just create paradise for yourself, is what I'm getting. Create that paradise, create that space, that sacred space, that for your what do you call it, creature comforts. Yeah, for your creature comforts. Create that space for yourself. Or you got to just enjoy the energy. Enjoy your energy. Enjoy your resources. It doesn't have to always be money. People are resources. Time is a resource. Creativity is a resource. Ingenuity is a resource. Your intellect, your knowledge, all of these things are resources. So use them. Celebrate the fact that you have them. Also, the 3 of Cups can sometimes be celebration. It can be we coming together having like a great time. Like, this is amazing. So yeah, I feel like that's where you can get yourself to. But you definitely had this 9 of Swords energy right now. So you feeling that heartache. You feeling wounded. You're feeling like, I'm just down and out. But you're at 9. With the 9 of Swords, at least the 10 is the next sword. The 10 of Swords. And at that point, you completely gone. Like, you done fighting. Ain't no more fighting because you gone. Like, if you ever seen the 10 of Swords, like, the person just laying on the ground, all the swords are just in their back. They gone. They're unalive. So you're at the end. It's just a matter of you seeing yourself being there. I think that you've probably accomplished a lot. You've probably definitely gone down a long road, and you probably just really tired right now. Really tired. And maybe you've been in a cycle for a very long time. But the cycle is ending. It's coming to the end with these 10s. And there's time for change. Remember I told you the number 5. And I only used 1 deck for you all. I was using 2 decks for everybody else. Something's telling me to pull from this deck. I don't know what it is. This is a little different than what I've been doing for the other groups. But I told y'all, this is the chill group. We chilling out. This is like the quiet storm. Because it's all dark outside. Oh, y'all got the 6 of Swords. So with the 6 of Swords, this person is deciding to move forward. They decided to move forward. They might have some emotional baggage. There might be some mental turmoil there, but they still moving forward. This person saying, you know what? This is going on. I got to deal with this, that, and the third, but I'm going to get in my boat and I'm going to go across this dang old water. I'm about to just do it. Because what else can I do at this point? You might be feeling like, okay, I got this issue, I got this issue, I got this issue, but if I just stay in this space, it's not going to make this issue any better. It's not going to make what's going on in my mind better, what's going on in my finances better, what's going on in my heart better, what's going on in my relationship or my job or whatever better. It's not. But I have to move forward. I got to go to the next step. Only thing is, when this person is crossing the water with these 6 swords, they still taking that energy with them across the water. And we all know, like, crossing water is like, there's like, that's symbolic of like troubled waters, you know. You might have a journey ahead that might be a little rocky, a little shaky, but you can do it. But keep in mind that you're taking a little bit of baggage with you across these waters. Now, yes, you're moving forward, but perhaps at some point as you're on this journey, you got to let some of them swords go, man. You better go back and throw some at them demons behind you. Just take them and throw them real quick at them demons, them symbolic demons. And let it go. Let it go, okay? Why did I want to just sing Frozen? Child. And also with this 10 of Pentacles, like, she has the palace behind her. But instead, she's in the forest with all her provisions, and she's sitting amongst these woodland creatures. It's like, it's kind of like she walked away from something. Like, she walked away from, even though I said like being in paradise, it seemed like she kind of walked away from paradise and she was still able to win because she got all this around her and she got her feathered friends. And I'm looking at this in the trees. There's like 2 little creatures in the trees too. Like, she's good. She walked away from that. It's behind her. And yes, it looks good on paper. Everything looks amazing back here. But maybe she was like, shoot, I'm going to still make this work. I'm going to still make this work. And she's got her little fine feathered friends with her. So, of course, literally this could be connecting with nature that could help you. Spending more time in nature and realizing that, yes, material things are great for us. Like I said, those creature comforts are amazing. Like, that's what we came down here to do. Enjoy life, child, and live and be well and multiply. But sometimes we need to realize, like, there's more to it than just this. And also integrating the energy of the material world with the more natural world. Which sometimes is like, is the natural world really natural? Because it's still here on Earth. But I digress. It's a whole other video. But definitely with the 6 of Swords, as you're moving forward, still keep in mind, because you have abundance. You got a lot there. You got a lot there. But as you're moving forward, going from these 9 swords to these 6 swords, and you got the 3 cups, 6 and 9 is 6 and 3 is 9. As you're doing all of this, make sure that you're checking in with yourself to say, is there anything else that I'm holding on to? Is there anything else that could be stabbing me in the back? You know, is there anything else that could come up and trigger me? And there's always going to be certain things that do trigger us because we're all growing. Even when we get to the promised land, right? There's still things you got to do. Just think about something that you wanted to accomplish and you saw it as being like, oh my God, the pinnacle, right? You've seen it as being like the high of the high. But even when you got there, it was still something you had to do. You still had to go through something. Made me think about astrology. Like, once you get to the 7th house, is Libra energy. Balance, love, harmony. Like, that's the house of marriage. Then right after that, guess who next? Scorpio. Bish. Scorpio don't care about none of that. Scorpio about to challenge all of that energy. Make you get real deep and dirty to see if you really want this. Because next is 9. 9 is all about abundance. 9 is all about bringing in this big energy. And then it's wanting you to take on that energy. Then right after 9, you got to go to 10. And at 10, you got a lot. A lot is on you. But with all the things that you have, there's a lot of responsibility to keep this up. It's a lot of responsibility to keep up that energy when you're at the top. because the fall is very, very far. So sometimes people get to that point and it's just like they kind of freeze up, they nut up, right? Because for lack of better words, they freeze up because the pressure can be a lot on some people to maintain certain things. So this is why when you get to that point, you don't want to do it alone. You're not doing it alone. Like, she's alone with this Nine of Swords. Yes, she has all these little like crows around her, but they getting ready to see her demise so that they can eat on her. They're not there to help celebrate with her and help her. But when the Ten of Cups, they are not like none of your cups, none of your cards are alone except for this Six. But we'll get to that. But with this Ten of Cups, you don't want to have all of this around you and be by yourself. You don't. The Three of Cups, she's not by herself. The Ten of Pentacles, they still not by themselves. She has all these things, but she has her spirit animals with her. She has her spirit guides, or however you want to say it. She has spirit with her. She has the energy with her. She's not alone. She even got a wolf with her, or a coyote, I don't know. She even got a lone wolf. Okay, let's just call it a wolf with her. So what track was I on with this? So I don't know what track I was on. I got a little side rail. But whatever the case may be, when you get to where you're going, you don't want to be alone. You want to open yourself up. And I think this is where this Wheel of Fortune is coming in and telling you, like, be open to change, be open to transformation, be open to a shift. And it might not look good to you. It might look like, what the heck? But it could really take you places. And when you cross that bridge, baby, I'm going to need for you to make sure you let some of them burdens down so you can really get across that water, because otherwise you're going to be stuck in the water trying to get to the other side. But what I was saying is that anytime you get to the next step, you're going to still be like, oh, okay, well, I'm here now. This is great. It's going to be exciting and new and beautiful in the beginning. And then at some point, you're going to want something else, or you're going to see, okay, this is not exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's not, because you were from down here looking up there at something. You couldn't really see for what it was. You was just so like, oh my God, I got to get away from this. I got to move out of this. I don't want to be dealing with this no more. That you saw that as what you needed. Kind of like how I said with this Ten of Pentacles, it looked like she walked away from the palace. She walked away from it and went to the woods. She was like, I'm just going to go to the woods and be myself. Even with this Ten of Cups, like, they are in a little lake together by themselves with their family. They're just like, we walk away from all the BS. We together here and we just going to kind of be on our own for a minute. I love that. I love that for you all. Okay. And even with your swords card, the six of swords, you all are still being in the waters. So maybe you need to test the waters. Even the Wheel of Fortune is on water. So I feel like maybe you need to test the waters of something, kind of dip your foot in the water of something. It might mean something to somebody. So let me see what you all get from your angels or your spirit messages. What does spirit want to say to you all right now? Group number 3. Spirit is saying to be proud. Now, didn't I say this? Didn't I say this? Okay, let me relax. It's time to celebrate all that you've achieved, all that you are, and all that you will become. Every once in a while, it's important to stop and acknowledge what you've achieved and to be proud. Didn't I say it's time for celebrations? Y'all got the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Three of Cups. It's time, man. It's time. Do not let your head convince you that you're not good enough, or that you don't deserve to enjoy things right now, that you don't deserve to be in that prideful energy. And then pride has to do with the 5th house, Leo energy. You might want to look into astrology too, because I keep talking about astrology, and this is the only pile that I harped on astrology with, and I'm trying to get away from talking about astrology because I'm more geared towards Vedic astrology, and when I talk, that's the energy I'm kind of focused in, so I don't want to say it. People think about Western astrology, but I just felt called to focus on astrology. So you might want to look at your 5th house Try to look into Vedic astrology if you're into that. And on top of that, the Wheel of Fortune has an astrological wheel in it as well. So something about astrology, something about, you might want to look at your chart to kind of get some answers as well for yourself. Definitely. And I'm teaching myself Vedic astrology through YouTube videos, child, and a book I got. So you can do it. But yes, be proud of yourself. And you see that she has these peacocks over her heart space. And she's like this, is she completely naked, got the peacock feathers on her, and she's like, I'm going to be proud. I'm going to sit in who I am and what I have accomplished. I am. And it don't got to be big and boastful, but just be proud of yourself, man. Be proud of yourself. Gratitude. Life is one big continuous circle of giving and receiving energy. Be thankful for who and what's in your life instead of complaining about what you don't have. If you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. I feel like this fits the Nine of Swords energy. It seems like she's just down on her luck. Things are looking sad. And I feel like she can get up and go. Like, she ain't got to deal with this right now. She ain't got to deal with this hard. She don't look that beat down. She like she can probably get up and, you know, she got a little bit more in her. So she can still got some fight in her. But if you keep focusing on a lack, if you keep allowing the same stories to go over and over again, like I said, that stuck energy of the Wheel of Fortune, I'm not saying the Wheel of Fortune is stuck, but like that stuck energy that you might be in, you're going to just keep attracting things that make you feel more stuck. Dang, I feel like I'm talking to myself. So move forward, y'all. Move forward. And one of the ways you can move forward is just be proud of yourself. I know it's something that, like, even when I was shuffling, remember when I was shuffling, I was like, I'm not that good of a shuffler, but I'm better than I was before. You know, change the way you talk to yourself. Change the storyline. Switch it up, man. Switch it up. Y'all got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. If it ain't here, if the abundance is not here yet, it's coming. Or it's here and you just not seeing it because you're in that lack mindset with that Nine of Swords. But it's here. You have support. You have celebration. You have change. It's coming. It's coming. You have dream time creation. I love this for you all. And remember I said I want to sleep with that Rhodocrosite? Use your time before you go to sleep to start saying some affirmations, to start listening to that heart chakra. Child, use your phone. Listen to some heart chakra, whatever sounds before you go to sleep. Say heart chakra activating affirmations before you go to sleep, or listen to them. Make you a little heart chakra playlist and listen to it as you're falling asleep, and let your subconscious mind just take over and keep listening to it as you're sleeping. Maybe get a journal, start writing your journal, start doing some art, start doing some music. Just do anything, dancing, going out in nature. Allow yourself to create, allow yourself to run free, run rampant. I love that. Creation. I don't know why this made me think about a goose. I know that's so random. I went for a walk the other day and I saw this geese. And y'all know, like, a goose. Y'all know, or was it a duck? No, it was a goose. You know, they like stand on their, like, 1 foot. And they even sleep on 1 foot. And I'm looking at this picture of this guy on this flute. And he's on 1 foot. And it's kind of like balancing your energy. Like, allowing yourself to be more balanced. But it's just like, you balance your energy. Like, you can balance your energy with 2 feet. But to balance it with 1 foot, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything deeper with that. And that's just what popped in my head. Damn goose. Take it however you want. A goose, child, I don't know. Take it how you want. It's just me thinking about the goose. Alright, you all have negativity. Look at her. She's like, woe is me. Woe is me. Oh no. Oh. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? The number 17, which reduces to 8, but 8 is a very abundant number. Maybe you don't see the abundance. Maybe you wrapped up in a negative energy. You can't see it. And there's so much all around you you cannot see, not allowing yourself to see it. Yeah, this is coming down from you. Maybe you're in your own way. Maybe you kind of similar to what I was reading about rhodocrosite in the beginning of the video, where it was saying like you suppressed some of your some of your talents and gifts because you had to shut that part down in you in order to deal with your external world, your outer world. And the energy that it takes to shut yourself down to deal with the day-to-day is so draining. It takes away from you so much. It puts you in a position where you doing things that's just not for you, because you locking part of yourself up and dealing with, it's like, how can I explain it that's a little bit more practical or like mundane? It's like the energy it takes. Y'all know, like, say you walking, right? Trying to walk somewhere, and you have like a box or something, right? Trying to get somewhere, and you have this box, and it's like a little animal, and they're trying to get out. The energy that it takes for you to hold that box shut, so the energy don't get out, so the energy won't get out. It's like energy, so the animal won't get out. It's stopping you from being able to do it. Like, your hands are literally tied because you're trying to tie down this animal, keep this animal shut in there, while you are trying to also walk around on this journey that you got to get to. Maybe you got to take the animal somewhere. The whole time you trying to get them there, you could be free. You could probably just let the animal run free and maybe put it on a leash and just try to hold the leash, keep the leash next to you while you go. But the fact that you're trying to hold it all in, you don't want anybody to see it, and you're trying to repress it, you're trying to hold, your hands are completely tied. You cannot do what you want to do. You cannot be free because you're trying to tie something down, hold something down. It's similar to how they say, like, the prisoner in the person that captured them, right? It's like, you might as, if you are trying to hold the prisoner down, you are in the prison with them. You in the prison with them. It's like, what are you gaining from putting yourself on the back burner? What do you gain? The energy it takes to repress yourself is so profound, so much work to do that it's doing simple things, dealing with simple things in life can be a challenge because you're too busy trying to hold things together, trying not to come off a certain way, trying not to show who you really are, trying not to put yourself out there as much, trying to hide who you are. And you might not even think, you might be like, oh, I'm the loudest person in the room, or I'm always this, I'm always that. That in itself could be a front. It could be an act. It could be a gimmick. That could not be the real you. That could just be the ego. Let's kind of go back to what I was saying with, like, the Holy Trinity. If it's not serving your spirit, if it's not serving your emotional health and your mental health, then it's not serving you. It's not. It's just not. Those are the three most important things that a person needs to have. They need to have their mind right, your body got to be right, and your spirit got to be right. They got to be on point. They do. Now, your spirit could be there. The spirit might hold on for a long time. The body might go. The mind been gone. Because the mind, child, they try to take the mind. As soon as you come out, they taking that mind. Then next is the body. Here, eat this. So the spirit gonna keep holding on. The spirit is like the light. It's like the fire, right? But at some point, if you could get all three on point, you good. This the Holy Trinity. If you can get all three on point, who gonna stop you? Nothing's gonna stop you. So allow that negativity to shed away. Focus on things to be proud of. Focus on things to be grateful for. Focus your mind on it. Protect your mind. Say those affirmations daily. Don't let situations take you off of your path. And this is something I really need to hear from myself. Like, don't let situations take you off your path. Be creative. Use this time to create. If you can't do it during the daytime, do it while you sleeping. Child, work on yourself while you sleep. My throat, I need to be free. Didn't I tell y'all got freedom? Y'all got straight freedom. All right, let me see. Because my throat, I'm going to have to get off here for a second, baby. Ooh. Hold on. So like your practical wisdom from yours truly is to, and I was kind of like, oh, should I put this in here? But I was like, yep, somebody need to do it. Somebody needs to do it. Cut off that person. Even if it's the inner critic. Didn't I say you might be your worst enemy, child? Or it could be a person. It could be a specific person. It could be somebody. But even the fact that I use cut, and where you are right now, your heart energy is in the 9 of Swords. Instead of using them swords to cut yourself, use them swords to cut off the BS. Cut it off. Let it go. Shoot. Think about 9 things that you need to cut out of your life. 9 people, 9 things, 9 habits, 9 thought forms, or a mixture of all of that. And start to take the time to consciously cut that energy out of your life. As it comes, maybe do it for like a week, 9 weeks, like a 9-week cutting spree, child. The first week, I'm cutting out. What's something you can do the first week? I'm cutting out time stealers. Anything that's stealing my time, I'm cutting it out, because I ain't got time for the BS. Anything that's stealing my time, whether it be people gossiping about stuff I don't need to hear, me scrolling through my phone, me being apprehensive and not wanting to take action moving forward, whatever the case may be, let me cut that out of my space. And what's interesting is that almost all the other cards got wands, I think. I want to say yes. And you are the only, I think y'all the only, I think y'all the only ones that didn't get wands. So to me, that's kind of saying like there's not a lot of things that you need to actually do. It's more so how you're thinking and how you're feeling and what you're allowing to happen. You don't have to, I mean, of course there's things we got to do, but this is more like an inner thing. This is inner work. This is some inner mental work and accepting and allowing. And like I said, celebrating, be proud of yourself. So yeah, maybe 9 things, write down 9 things you can cut out your life. And just take your time. Even if you want to do it for a month, you say, okay, for the next month, I'm going to do this. For the next 9 months. Well, we got 9 months left this year. Do we got 9 months left? I don't freaking know. But you can say for the next 9 months, this is what I'm going to do. The first month, I'm going to cut out this. Second month, I'm going to cut out sugar. The third month, I'm going to cut out unnecessary expenses. The fourth month, I'm going to cut out, and you don't have to have it all planned out. You could just make that conscious effort to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to start on this month. After I go through this month and I ask God, Spirit, Source to show me what it is that I need to focus my energy on letting go, it'll come to me and I'll know what to do for the next month. But for this time period, I'm going to focus on this. And as I'm focusing on this, I'm going to reflect on, okay, how does this make me feel? How does this change my mind? How is this correlating to, like I said, that Holy Trinity? The mental, the physical, and the spiritual. How is it connecting with that? Is it helping with that? Me letting this go. Cut it off, man. Create that change for yourself. Allow the change to happen, because y'all got 10, 10, 10 across the board. Even the Wheel of Fortune is a number 10. Right? Ain't X 10? 10 of Cups. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Pentacles. Y'all got 10s across the board. You're a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Like, it's here. It's here for you. And even with your creation card, even with you creating something, you don't even have to do that consciously. That's the dream world. It's dream time creation. Like, do it in your dreams. It's not a lot of effort that you have to take physically. It's a mental game for you right now. Mental and emotional game for you. It is. It is. So I hope that group number 3 found that helpful. I love that group. I love that group. Leave me a, what am I going to have y'all leave me? Leave me a yellow heart for the Libre, for freedom, y'all. Because I think y'all going to have true freedom. I feel it. With the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles and the 3, man, y'all got true freedom coming y'all way. Be proud of yourself. Be grateful for who you are and where you are right now. And let it go, man. Let it go. Cut off that person, even if it's the inner critic. Let it go. Let it go. It's not for you anymore. It's not for you. You ain't gotta hold that no more. You ain't gotta keep carrying that energy. You don't. You don't. Sometimes I feel like sometimes we be holding on to energy, and the energy be like, girl, can I go? Can I go deal with somebody else for me? I'm tired of bringing grief and strife and pain and misery into your life. Can I go somewhere else and do it? Because, child, me and you been doing this for a long time. It's been a long song and dance, girl. Like, can we move on, child? I'm tired. Can you cut me off, please? I'm trying to cut off from you because I'm tired of dealing with you. The energy trying to leave, and we still want to hold on to it. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, leave a yellow heart in the comments section if this resonated with you. And you can check out my metaphysical shop. I do sell crystals and other items on my shop, and jewelry, handmade jewelry by yours truly. I really, really hope that this connected with y'all, because I felt it. I'm gonna take my own advice tonight, and I'm gonna sleep with this rhodocrosite. I'm gonna cleanse it and everything and put my intentions into it. But I really appreciate you all's energy. Thank you so much for being here. Peace.